All right, let's do this. Good morning.
What have you seen from JJ in practice this week?
It's great to have him back. Just the energy, number one, that he brings to the huddle, just to practice in general. But he's got a live arm. He's got fresh legs. He's bouncing around. He's enthusiastic, excited, and then has really taken to the plan so far. So it's been great to have him in.
Wes, JJ was talking yesterday about seeing Carson Wentz throttle down on some throws and put 60% on the ball and let Justin Jefferson kind of run into it. How does a young quarterback kind of learn how to do that, especially if, throughout most of his life he's kind of been letting it rip the way that maybe JJ has?
Yeah, I think, JJ's a talented thrower of the football, and, it's a lot easier to rein a guy back a little bit when he's got a strong arm than it is to try to create arm strength out of nowhere. So he's already ahead of the game there. And then I think part of it is, you rep all those throws. Like when Josh and Jordan take those guys over and they're repping. You guys sometimes see the technique type drills where they're throwing at the nets and accuracy and footwork and all that stuff. But then after that, they're getting into actual concepts we have in the game, spot throwing some things and working, hey, this is a ball that needs to be layered over a flat defender potentially or over a hook defender. Sometimes you see them with the nets, things like that, where you just rep it and work kind of those different speed throws. And he's got it in him. He's done it before, and it's just a matter of this is the type of throw that this sail route will be. There may be a flat player that you've got to layer that ball over, and we just have to work on it, rep it, and he feels really good right now about his ability to throw those different speed throws.
How similar does this Lions defense look on tape to what they look like as an air yard?
Similar in, I think there are some small, schematic differences where you can see that Kelvin has put his touch on it, but similar in that they're very aggressive, very physical. They're a smart group. They challenge you in a lot of ways, even if it's not bringing a lot of guys on a blitz. They know what they're doing based on protection, where the back is, the slides, all those types of things. So they do a great job there. They've got some great personnel, and they fit a scheme or fit the players into their scheme one way or the other. They've done a heck of a job because they challenge you on the perimeter. They've got athletic inside backers. I mean, if I could just say Anzalone's one of the best linebackers in this league. I mean, I just got a ton of respect for him. Athletic, smart, instinctive, physical, cover player, blitzer, everything you want in an inside backer. So, and then, of course, Aiden, they just – maybe he eases off a little bit with the new contract, like just takes a breath or something, please. But no, I mean he's physical, all the things that they reward. You like to see as a football fan, like players who coaches we feel like play the game the right way, quote unquote. But you like to see those guys get rewarded and for what they've earned, and he's certainly one of those players.
What do you feel like is the biggest challenge for JJ specifically with this Lions defense?
For JJ specifically, JJ McCarthy.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Because we're all Jets or JJ. All right. Yeah. Like I said, I mean, just they're a complete defense really in every phase. There's going to be some contested windows with just the nature of how they play their DBs. Our receivers are going to have a challenge like they do always playing these guys as far as their release plans, getting on edges, chopping arms down. Sometimes, you play enough man coverage, they're not going to call something every play, so you have to be strong with your releases, strong separating at the top of routes. So there will be some tight window of throws that we're going to have to make some accurate passes, and and then protection wise, making sure we're in the right calls. There's a starting point to all the protections, but JJ's got to be on top of making some checks, doing some things to make sure he's protected so he can, take a hitch or two and deliver the football.
In terms of shaping the game plan to JJ McCarthy, how can you use the first two games when it's such a small sample size to kind of get a feel for what he's most comfortable with and what he does best to kind of work to those strengths?
Yeah, I think I kind of mentioned a while back, you have to put some things out there, and we have a sample size from off season and training camp and things that we know that, we feel good about, him reading that play or throwing that play, but you also have to try to give him the best opportunity you can to have guys open. I mean, ultimately, I've said before, the best way you can help a quarterback is scheme a play where number one is open. So we worked very hard to try to do that thus far in the plan. But JJ's attacking this thing. He's excited about the opportunity. When you look at how a season progresses and you lose a couple games, the best thing. I mean, people may not feel this way, but the best thing, in my opinion, is to go play a division team who's a very good football team on the road. Guys are going to respond. Guys are going to come out ready to play football, and we'll roll the ball out there and we'll see what happens. But these guys are ready to go compete. There is no everyone has moved forward. We're ready to go execute, play in and play out, execute the simple things, and the big plays will come.
Talked to you a couple weeks ago, Blake Brando, at center especially, and just curious after two more games, how what's your further analysis of him in that particular position?
Yeah, he's learning about the center position, and with every rep he plays, he's steadily improving each week. There's gonna be some little things here and there, but just some of it's just timing, being in the center of the field there, where maybe as a guard, maybe he could commit to something a little bit faster, whereas sometimes at center, you want him to be more square and maybe not turn your shoulders so fast and just kind of be that anchor in there. Just let it come to you. Those types of things, kind of timing within a rush, within a play. But you do feel his size in there, especially, when him and Donnie or him and Fries are able to get in combinations, those types of things. You feel the size up front, in the middle, I just think learning kind of that timing, that understanding of it's just a little different, one gap wider. It's like sometimes you put a extra tackle in at tight end, and he gets beat like that. You put him in because you want him to protect and not have a tight end doing it. And then it's just, there's something about you move a gap in or out. There's just a little different feel in relation to where's the quarterback, what's the timing of the play, when do I commit to this, when do I kind of hang in the hole, which is what we'd like to see a little bit more.
What's the comfort level when you need another number 3 quarterback and you're able to get a guy that you guys are comfortable or you've worked with before?
Yeah, I'm really glad we got John. Just the familiarity with the system. He's an extremely intelligent person. John is, and he's always been a grinder. He was a guy that him and Brian Allen would our center. They were roommates in L.A. and they would go in I think they were in a small, townhouse, and they had this tiny little backyard, and they'd go in the backyard with their helmets on and go through the game plan, and he'd call the plays, and they'd, play this little mock game in this little strip of grass in the backyard. So he's kind of a psycho. And he'll smile if he hears that, and so will Brian. Brian knows he's a psycho. So, but that's the kind of guy, like the gym rat type of guy, the guy that's all about ball, extremely intelligent. He's got obviously Liam's terminology has kind of branched off a little bit as these things do. So there's a few things in there that are kind of new or different than we were in LA, or that Liam was calling things, but he's going to pick it up really quickly.
You praised TJ's blocking Hawkinson. Is that going to be even more important here if you don't have Josh Oliver on Sunday?
Yeah, Josh and other guys have to step up. It was, I do think Ben Jurasik, the big pole, has it's a nickname. Yeah. So yeah, Jurasik, in his snaps was very competitive in the run game. Made a nice little catch in the flat that wasn't the easiest, catch on a flat route. Catches the ball when the ball finds him, and physical effort. He's a good young football player, so I mean he's going to be a guy that has to step up. And of course we signed Ben Sims, who we have some experience with. We're excited about, and then we've got guys on our practice squad as well that are potential, guys that we can use in football games. With Nick Vanette, who's a longtime pro and a big man as well. So.
Just in general about the tight end position, it seems like this year there's a ton of tight ends that are playing huge roles in offenses. Why do you think that is? Like, do you see an evolution maybe of that position at all?
I think the tight end position over the years, maybe it started with Gates. These things kind of take a generation to show up. The Antonio Gates type players, the Travis Kelce's, who's been around so long now that guys were watching him when they were kids. And maybe the position is a little more sexy than maybe it was when they were more blocking tight ends, more in line all the time. I mean, these are guys that are making big plays for their teams and catching touchdowns, all those types of things. So maybe it's just a little more attractive to young players, to play that position. And if you're that type of body type, you gotta decide. I'm a tight end. I want to catch passes, or I want to stick my hand in the ground and play D end or whatever it may be. So like why are they successful? It's just the body types with their athletic ability and speed. They're just tough covers. So, thanks.
Thank you.